Emeka felt both excited and nervous as he arrived at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, to begin his engineering studies. This prestigious university was like a different world compared to the small village he came from. The grand buildings, vast libraries, and modern facilities were things Emeka had only read about in books back in Amenochi. He was in awe of the famous professors and students who came from wealthy and educated families across the country. Among the incoming students, Emeka stood out like a young village boy who didn't belong. His plain clothes, rough hands from years of farm work, and thick village accent made him seem so out of place. Some of the other new students laughed and poked fun at Emeka's humble background when they first met him. A few even warned him that university would be too difficult for a poor village boy to survive. But Emeka refused to be intimidated or discouraged. He had come too far and overcome too many obstacles to give up on his dreams so easily. The same burning determination that had brought him to this point stayed ablaze inside his heart. With his head held high, Emeka accepted the daily challenges of being an engineering student at Nigeria's top university. The rigorous coursework, piles of homework, and long lectures tested his diligence every single day. Emeka missed the simple village life at times, but he made an unwavering pledge to himself to take full advantage of this precious educational opportunity that his parents could only dream of. From dawn until late at night, Emeka remained dedicated to his studies like a scholar possessed. He spent numerous hours in the library, devouring every book, paper, and publication he could find related to his coursework. While other students went out or stayed up late partying, Emeka did not waste a single second. He utilized every free moment burying himself in schoolwork, coding problem sets, and research projects. Emeka took diligent notes during every lecture, reviewing and revising the material over and over again until he had fully mastered it. He was extremely attentive and asked intelligent questions that impressed his professors. Money was extremely tight as Emeka tried to navigate university while supporting himself with odd jobs around campus. He could not afford many textbooks or supplies, so he shared with classmates or maximized free resources. On most nights, Emeka went to bed hungry after skipping meals to save every bit of his meager income. Food was a luxury he could barely afford as he pinched every penny to pay his tuition and basic living expenses. Watching Emeka's exceptional work ethic and humble gratitude, a few kind students sometimes shared their meal cards or extra food with him. But he always politely rejected offers of money out of pride, determined to make it on his own. While his life was consumed with non-stop studying, Emeka remained focused like a soldier on fulfilling his father's ultimate desire, to succeed and become an engineer against all odds. Around him, Emeka's privileged classmates lived very different realities. Their parents funded every expense at the university, from accommodation and meals to nightlife and new cars. Some of the other students considered their education a young privilege to enjoy rather than a life-changing opportunity to appreciate. They spent more time chasing pleasures than concentrating on their coursework. Emeka's single-minded dedication and self-discipline made several of these students see him as an odd, eccentric villager. They wondered why he worked so hard, putting himself through unnecessary suffering. What's the point? They would ask Emeka about his intense studies and frugal lifestyle. Your poor village family could never afford to put you through school without handouts. This is all for nothing. Cruel comments like this only strengthened Emeka's resolve. The doubters did not understand his ravenous hunger to succeed, born from years of struggling and sacrificing to escape the grip of poverty. With gritted teeth, Emeka shrugged off their mocking taunts and remained laser-focused. While the skeptics partied, he pored over his books late into the night by the faint glow of a kerosene lamp, just like back in his village days. No matter how difficult the work became, Emeka refused to surrender to failure. Giving up was not an option after all he had endured and overcome to reach this milestone. He blocked out the voices of those who underestimated his ability to achieve his dreams. At last, after years of intense studies, grueling examinations, and innumerable long nights, the day came for Emeka's graduating class to receive their hard-earned engineering degrees. As the top-performing student in his class, Emeka's name echoed across the auditorium with thunderous applause from the crowd. Clutching his prestigious degree in his calloused hands, Emeka's eyes welled with tears of pride and achievement. Through sheer determination and self-belief, the once mocked village boy had risen to become an elite engineer, and the first university graduate from Amanochi. No longer was Emeka's ambition just a distant dream. He had fulfilled the highest academic goal and could clearly see his pathway to even greater horizons. The world awaited this unstoppable young man whose unbreakable spirit had carried him here from humble beginnings.